San Jose City Council just voted to expand its emergency interim housing project. I'm Heather Allen. Coming up, I'll tell you where the sites will be and what the community has to say about it.
'Tis the season for retail thefts across the nation. Find out why they have increased and what sales associates are doing to combat the problem.
Coming up, we'll show you how shipping companies work through the holidays and don't stop overnight.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communications at San Jose State University, your source for what's happening with a fresh perspective on today's issues. You're watching Update News.
Welcome to Update News. I'm Jesus Telitude.
And I'm Heather Allen. We begin with a new effort to house hundreds more of San Jose's homeless by year's end. The San Jose City Council voted unanimously to expand its quick build interim housing, or tiny homes, to 2 sites owned by the Valley Transport Authority, or VTA. While that move would add emergency housing units and bring unhoused persons inside, not everyone near the targeted sites is on board with the plan. Members of the public crowded City Hall to say their piece as City Council voted to add 2 sites to its quick build emergency interim housing project. The new communities would be comprised of tiny homes that come equipped with a bed, a private bathroom, and more to provide safe, dignified housing for unhoused persons seeking permanent housing solutions.
Our goal is to build as fast and nimbly as possible, as many units as we possibly can, to get as many human beings off the street into safe, dignified housing.
City leaders said they wanted to take an equitable, citywide approach to supporting the city's unhoused population, but neighbors near the Cottle Station say they will be disproportionately affected by an EIH community.
I understand homeless, we feel for them, but what are you thinking about us, the normal people, the taxpayers, who are paying $2.5 million for those homes?
Opponents say that the Cottle Station parking lot does not make sense because it's on uneven ground, it's in a high traffic area, and many community members are afraid that they won't have a place to park when they have to return to the office next year. But program leaders say they have had significant success at existing EIH communities. They say that by providing housing and support services, they've given people the stability they need to get back on their feet. According to data from the city of San Jose, the homeless population has grown 9% since 2019. The data also shows that 71% of those unhoused persons have shelter because of the EIH program and the motel voucher program. Neighbors of existing tiny home communities say they've seen drastic improvements in their neighborhoods since the program was launched.
I am walking distance from EIH, and I would like to say that these types of housing make my neighborhood better rather than worse, safer rather than more dangerous.
The addition of these 2 communities would bring the city closer to Mayor Sam Liccardo's goal of 1,000 quick-build interim housing units completed or under development by the end of 2022.
The holiday shopping season is definitely here. Experts say along with it comes a spike in shoplifting. Some workers think retail theft is getting worse in California. They attribute that to a recent law that prevents them from going after suspected shoplifters committing petty theft. So what are retailers doing to crack down? Reporter Denitris Chavez-Rowe has more on that story.
In California, retail theft drastically spiked after voters approved Proposition 47 in 2014. California's Proposition 47 declared that property thefts less than $950 are reclassified as misdemeanors, not felonies. Experts from the Public Policy Institute of California confirmed property crime has rapidly continued to become more bold and serious since then. Retail associates say shoplifters know this. Policy prevents workers from chasing suspected thieves out of the stores.
When I first started my job at PacSun, they told me that I can't be accusatory of them. But yeah, I know that I can't follow anyone after they leave the store. Like there's like a common understanding that they can't follow me. It's like if I get out the store, I'm good.
This year, theft was rapid across retail stores here at Westfield's Valley Fair.
Our colognes are what get stolen the most, and they're actually placed in front of the register for this exact reason. Especially now during the holidays. Just yesterday, somebody stole a cologne again. He put the cologne in his bag and he just walked away. I am assuming, and we can expect more robberies from our store.
Retailers are using alternatives to decrease theft rates, and they're making employee safety a top priority.
Never be accusatory, because that's the number one way to elevate a situation. So they're just like kind of subtly go in and say, oh, like, you know, do you want a bag for this? Can I help you with this? Do you need a room for that? Like, kind of let them know that you see them and that you know what they're doing.
The more attention that they feel that they are getting, the less chances that they have of feeling like they can steal from the store.
LA County's Puente Hills Mall has seen a rise in thefts as well. Mall security makes sure workers follow a protocol.
During this time of the year, we kind of emphasize our employees to identify, when there might be a suspicious person. And that way we don't have to resolve to the point where they run and we grab them.
In Santa Clara, I'm Denitra Chevis Rose with Update News.
'Tis the season to be jolly, or is it? Retailers and shoppers are geared up for the festive season, but with it comes the increased stress and pressure to get it all done. So what can you do? Reporter Madeline Dowds put that question to the experts.
The Christmas season seems to arrive in stores earlier and earlier every year, but most shoppers will still wait until the 4 weeks prior to Christmas to do their gift shopping. This year, in-store shopper traffic is predicted to be higher than ever, exceeding pre-pandemic levels, and Christmas shoppers are not pleased.
The worst part, I think it's just the crowds that I hate about gift shopping. You can't get your cart through anything. You have to wait in the checkout line.
I'm here at Santana Row, home to many high-end stores, making it a particular hotspot for holiday shopping here in Silicon Valley. In just a few weeks, these streets will be jammed with shoppers, looking to find the perfect gifts for their loved ones. Store employees hope that the overwhelming demand and long lines will not dampen the Christmas spirit.
For the most part, people are super empathetic towards all of us. They know that we're stressed out. They know that the other customers are stressed out. So for the most part, people tend to treat us with kindness, which is nice.
But consumer spending experts warn shoppers that the hustle and bustle is not the cause of their seasonal stress. It's the subconscious pressure to spend.
If anyone's feeling stressed when they're shopping, that's a bit of a red flag. Mm-hmm. They need to think, why am I stressed? Am I stressed because I'm shopping and the malls are crowded? Or am I stressed because I know in my heart and in my mind that I'm putting myself into a financial bind come January? If that's what's causing you stress, you really need to stop and reevaluate your holiday spending.
According to the analytics company Gallup, the average American will spend $932 on Christmas shopping, nearly $100 more than last year. But as spending surges and the dreaded crowds grow, most can agree that the joy of giving a loved one the perfect gift is worth the stresses and pressures of Christmas shopping. In San Jose, I'm Madeleine Dowds for Update News.
Once you've battled the crowds and gotten your gifts, then you've got to get them delivered. The closer we get to Christmas, shipping companies get them overwhelmed. How are they handling the rush this year? Sandy Santos has that story.
Some of those companies are working around the clock. I visited a couple of those sites, and here's what I found out.
As people send thousands of gifts in and out the country, shipping companies are working day and night to make sure your packages arrive just before the holidays. We ship to Mexico, Nicaragua, Honduras, and El Salvador. For example, people can send any kind of item as long as it follows the rules and regulations of shipping. Our shipping day begins every Monday. We have a turnaround of 2 to 3 weeks to Mexico, and we send around 500 boxes per week in this location. HR Express ships overseas to Central America and by land to Mexico. Their turnaround time is about 3 to 5 weeks, depending on the destination. Holidays are the busiest times of the year for them. We have agencies in different parts of California. Some authorized locations, for example, are in Los Angeles, Fresno, here in San Jose, which is the largest.
Y nosotros aquí en San Jose.
Stations such as this one behind me are used by large companies such as Amazon. People can conveniently use these drop-off stations to send and receive packages.
Amazon has learned through the years that holiday shipping requirements additional manpower and connections to make those deliveries on time. Last year, Amazon expanded its freight network operations by 50%. That means 1 million employees around the world and an additional 150,000 seasonal workers.
For me, online ordering and being able to pick the order up here, during business hours is very convenient for me. So holidays in particular are a little bit more active as far as ordering is concerned. So I tend to use it a little bit more during the holidays, but all through the year actually.
This Amazon Hub location in San Jose is constantly busy, with packages coming in and out the door. Some employees began their shifts as early as 3 a.m.
Last year, Amazon says it sold more than 11,000 items per minute during the holiday shopping season. Live in San Jose, this is Sandy Santos for Update News.
When we come back.
The holiday season in San Jose is looking a little different this year. Just ahead, we'll tell you why.
Do you want to know if you need an umbrella for your holiday shopping? Stay tuned to find out.
Each year, the San Jose State School of Journalism and Mass Communications awards the William Randolph Hearst Award for Outstanding Service in Professional Journalism. Hearst was a publisher who developed the largest newspaper chain and media company. This year's recipient is Brad Schreiber. He's being honored for this year's excellence in investigative reporting on pop culture and social justice. His latest book is called Music is Power. It chronicles the impact music has had on society and culture. Schreiber also wrote a true crime series that ran on Court TV from 2003 until 2007. He says the idea came to him after a deep dive into cases at the Los Angeles Coroner's Office.
Well, Death in Paradise happened because it was a quirk of fate, really. I was asked by a book packager to do an authorized biography of the history of the LA Coroner's Office, and they actually granted me access to their files. So we decided which celebrity cases of murder, accidental death, or suicide that we wanted to cover. But while I was there on the east side of Los Angeles, going through their archives, I would meet coroner employees, and they would tell me, hey, I know you're covering Robert Kennedy's assassination and Marilyn Monroe's suspicious death, but what about Ruben Salazar, the LA Times reporter who was accidentally killed by a sheriff's deputy? We have information on that. I'd say, well, that's great. I want to research it.
The holiday season is officially here, and a popular San Jose tradition is undergoing a bit of a change. Reporter Carson Wells tells us how the downtown holiday celebration looks a little different this year.
Christmas in the Park has been a San Jose holiday staple for more than 40 years. There's always plenty to do. You can meet Santa, hop on a ride, and then there's this year's newest addition, roller skating. The Aloha roller rink has replaced what used to be an ice skating site. The shift from ice skating to roller skating comes after last year's rink operator opted not to return due to a lack of attendance and COVID concerns. The change is drawing mixed reviews.
I was super disappointed, actually. The whole point of Christmas time for me is associated with ice skating. I didn't start ice skating regularly until I moved to California, and I think it was my sophomore year of high school. I came here and I ice skated for one of the first times.
While ice skating is not a part of this year's Christmas in the Park, other holiday staples remain the same. The popular Snowman hot chocolate booth is right next to the roller rink. Some are okay with roller skating.
The roller skating has definitely came back in a lot of our urban settings, San Jose, Oakland, San Francisco, roller skating seems to be making a comeback, so it's very nice to have that out here. The best thing about roller skating is when you're done, you're all worked up. Hot chocolate, sets the night off correctly after that. So.
Another one of the main draws for Christmas in the park is its vast selection of Christmas trees. Each is decorated differently. People can purchase a tree to decorate, and the proceeds go to charity. Some trees are for clubs or sports teams, and others are used as a memorial for loved ones.
This actually is a memory tree for my mom and dad. My father was a World War II veteran. He fought in the war, and so I have a few pictures there. And they were married when my father passed away, they were married 68 years. This is a place for us to come and just look at all the pictures and just think about the memories.
While roller skating is a new addition to Christmas in the Park, those who prefer to ice skate can check out Enchant at PayPal Park. The venue features large light displays, Christmas music, Santa, and ice skating. This event is another new addition to the San Jose holiday scene. In San Jose, I'm Carson Wells, Update News.
A skating tradition on the San Jose State campus is back. This fall, skateboarders resurrected the so-called Red Curbs Club. The members say it stands as something of a community and a sanctuary. Reporter Brandon Nichols has their story.
The history of San Jose State's Red Curbs dates back to the 90s, when curb skating was at its peak.
So it's just flat ground and curbs, nothing else. It's really simple.
Ian Enriquez, an environmental studies sophomore at SJSU, is the vice president of the campus skate club that started this fall.
Here, I noticed this spot. I noticed that I would see people here. I would pass by the student union over there, and I just would notice that there would be skaters here, and I was like, oh, that looks like a cool place.
A cool place, and what's more, a community that Ian curated through Discord, a voice, video, and text chat app.
Like the Discord within a semester blew up by 100 people. Like, it's really cool. There's like legit like a silent community that's here, When I come to places like Red Curbs, it kind of gives us like a safe space on campus for us to be at and indulge in each other's presence,
Rolling around with others is important for newbie skateboarders. It gives them a shoulder to lean on and off the board.
I would practice like every day in my backyard.
Charlene Wheezy Essico is a fifth-year business management major who began skating during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I've always wanted to learn how to skate, and so being at home, it kind of gave me a reason to just start, because like why not,
It was the comfort and support of the SJSU Skate Club that brought Wheezy to the Red Curbs.
Like all places, I believe, everyone should feel like they belong somewhere. I think something that like separates us is not really caring about limitations in a sense of believing that you could do anything you set your mind to.
Skateboarders have countless stereotypes, like being jerks or washed up druggies. But if there's one thing that skaters want others to know, it's that they're normal people too.
Don't let people intimidate you, because skaters are intimidating. But really, when you talk to us, like we're all just a bunch of nerds who ride wooden toys,
In San Jose, I'm Brandon Nicholas for Update News.
We saw Sandy with her umbrella during her live shot. You might want to grab yours as you head out the door. It looks like more rain is headed our way. Bariana Martinez Garcia has your forecast.
Hi, I'm Badiana, and here's a look at this week's weather forecast. It has been a windy and cool start to the week with some patchy frost and cold temperatures, especially in the valleys. There is an increase in rain chances that may impact the upcoming weekend as well. First up, let's take a look at rain totals expected for the rest of the week. The Bay Area will potentially see ½ an inch up to 2 inches of rain coming from a late week storm. The Futurecast shows this storm over the region Thursday with clearing later Friday into early Saturday. The next chance for rain arrives on Sunday, as you can see in green, with more wind at times. There is also potential for heavy Sierra snow, as seen in white, on Friday and Saturday. Highs will remain cool throughout the 7-day forecast. As you can see, Santa Cruz is going to stay in the 55 degrees with not much change at all near Santa Cruz, trending drier early next week. Oakland, as you can see, is going to stay also in the mid-50s. There is a chance of rain into the weekend. San Francisco is going to stay mid-50s as well. It's also going to have some chances of rain. Make sure to get your raincoat for this weekend. And finally, San Jose, you're going to see rain chances Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but temperatures are going to stay in the high 50s. I'm Badiana, and back to the desk.
When we come back.
The U.S. is in the World Cup for the first time in 8 years. I'm Jesus Telitude. Just ahead, I'll take you inside the watch party the American Outlaws threw to watch the heated rivalry game between the USA and England.
And we will take a look at Spartan football and women's volleyball as they end their seasons. We'll have the highlights just ahead.
At San Jose State, we really do learn by doing. This is my first semester working on our award-winning newspaper, the Spartan Daily. But my whole time here really has been about real-world skill building. Professors like Diane Gurazi continue their work in journalism while bringing that knowledge back to us in the classroom each semester. Then we're on the Spartan Daily, Update News, or the Spear. We get to put all that into practice. We even get to work with cutting-edge tools like our new VR lab, where we get to learn new ways of real storytelling using 3D virtual reality.
Our students have many opportunities to work in newsrooms that function like the ones they will encounter in their professional careers. Here in Update News, for instance, we produce a weekly show that is aired on local access television in San Jose, and we produce video news that is digital first. Students will get experience as producers, anchors, and field reporters.
The Spartan Daily, our award-winning student newspaper, has not missed a scheduled publication date in more than 80 years and remains one of the longest-standing papers of its kind in the Western United States. Through classroom instruction and our newsroom labs, we give our students the tools to succeed and create their own bright futures. Learn by doing. If you're interested in joining our program, visit our website for more information.
If you've been watching the World Cup, you've got plenty of company. An estimated 5 billion people around the world are watching too. Soccer's popularity is growing in the U.S., and the Bay Area has its own growing fan base. After missing out on the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia, the U.S. is back on the soccer's biggest stage. And the Bay Area fan group, the American Outlaws, couldn't be happier.
For the American Outlaws, it hasn't been the same watching the U.S. men's national team over the years. The dedicated U.S. fan group waited 8 years for the team to play in the World Cup again. Now that the wait is over, they're enjoying every moment.
So it's been rough to be a USA supporter and support the men's team for the last 8 years. Definitely, we're on basically the upward trajectory now of actually making the World Cup and then hosting again in 4 years in the U.S. So we're really excited.
The San Jose American Outlaws group was founded in 2012 after members decided to branch off from the San Francisco chapter. The group then started a new tradition of watching the men's and women's U.S. national teams at a local bar called Jack's. The owners of the bar said they teamed up with the American Outlaws to promote soccer culture in the U.S.
Yeah, it couldn't be better for American soccer and just obviously for business as well. But no, we enjoy it. It's fun. It's a great crowd. Great American Outlaws are a great organization, great nonprofit, and it's really fun to have them here. And then along with it, all the U.S. fans.
It's been 8 years since the U.S. men's national team played in the World Cup. But with the tournament coming here to North America in 4 years, well, fans are ready to show the world what U.S. soccer is all about.
I think it's going to be great for the culture in soccer. You're going to see people, here in the U.S. cheering for their own teams. You're going to be seeing on a grander scale people from Mexico, Canada, England, wherever in the world cheering for their teams, and people are going to want to be a part of that movement.
You can head over to Jack's with the American Outlaws on Saturday to watch the U.S. men's national team take on the Netherlands in the round of 16. It would be only the second time since 2002 that the U.S. advances to the quarterfinals of the World Cup.
The fall athletic season is officially coming to an end, but there are two teams that have certainly made the most of their seasons. Reporter Carson Wells brings us this week's sports update.
The Spartan football team took on Hawaii for the last home game of the season. Siobhan Cordero is from Honolulu, Hawaii. He played for Hawaii for 4 seasons before transferring to San Jose State this year. Cordero started off the game strong and made a 5-yard pass to Elijah Cooks for the first touchdown of the game. This was the senior game for the graduating seniors on the team. Cooks is one of them. Cooks also scored the second touchdown of the game. A 7-yard pass from Cordero made the score at halftime 14-6. The Spartans continued on in the second half with a touchdown scored by Kyrie Robinson. Another field goal by Terrence Shive ended the game with a win, 27-14. This game marked the end of the Spartans' regular season. The team finishes the season with 5 wins and 3 losses in conference games. The team also qualifies for the Military Bowl. Standout players of the season include Junior Fehoko, who won Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year and made the All-Conference First Team. Elijah Cooks, Cade Hall, and Kyle Harmon also made the All-Conference First Team, and Siobhan Cordero made the All-Conference Second Team. Now, let's switch gears and take a look at the SJSU women's volleyball team. Their season also came to an end. The ladies ended their season with 14 wins and 4 losses in conference games. They made it all the way to the Mountain West Championship match against Utah last week. In this match, the Spartans won the first set but lost the following 2. This season, Mia Schaefer reached 2,000 career assists. That makes her the 13th Spartan ever to do so. Schaefer, along with Amethyst Harper, Sarah Smevog, and Haley Nelson, were all named Mountain West honorees. That's your sports update. I'm Carson Wells.
Did you know that November was Epilepsy Awareness Month? Or that 1 in 26 people will develop epilepsy at some point in their lives? San Jose State recently partnered with the Hunley Foundation to bring more awareness to the struggles of people living with the brain disorder. In early November, San Jose State's Beyond Sparta program partnered with the Hunley Foundation in an effort to bring more awareness to those diagnosed with epilepsy. One of the first acts of this new partnership included bringing in 2 elementary boys who suffer from epilepsy and their families to an SJSU football game. The team also brought them in during a practice session where all the players got a chance to listen to their stories and play football with them.
They picked them up in the end zone, they scored a touchdown. They physically got to meet the young men that are impacted by epilepsy. And I know some of our football athletes particularly have family members and so on that are impacted by epilepsy too. So connecting the dots, that's a really big part. We don't want to put a helmet sticker on a helmet just to put the helmet sticker on. We want there to be meaning and impact behind that.
The Hunley Foundation also partnered with several other universities, including UCLA, San Diego State, and more, all in an effort to spread more knowledge on epilepsy.
Number one impact is just to have people start talking about epilepsy. That's it. We just want people to talk about it. We don't want it to be a taboo topic. We want people to be interested in knowing what epilepsy is.
The Hunley Foundation is a non-profit organization founded in 2019 by Brett Hunley and is dedicated to improving the lives of children and families in need. That includes helping those diagnosed with epilepsy. It's something that hits home for Hunley, as he watched his sister Paris battle with the brain disorder while she was growing up.
I could only look at my sister and try to understand the things she was going through, but the people going through it, the caretakers, all that stuff. We just wanted to create a family and a community of people where they felt heard and they felt like there was an opportunity for them to learn and to be a part of something to where they don't feel alone in it.
Both the Hunley Foundation and Beyond Sparta said they plan for this partnership to be permanent as they continue to bring more awareness around epilepsy.
If you're not a World Cup fan, there is a lot more than soccer going on. Here's Carson's calendar with some suggestions.
Here's what's coming up this week. Christmas in the Park is officially open 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day until January 1st. Attendees can meet Santa, roller skate, and walk through a variety of decorations. You can also check out Blinky's Holiday Drive-Thru, which also runs until January 1st. Tickets to attend the drive-thru are $30 per car. See Divine Mischief, a wind ensemble on December 1st from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the Music Building Concert Hall, room 176. Attend Guitar Palooza on December 2nd from 12:30 p.m. to 1:20 p.m. in the Music Building Concert Hall, room 176. The SJSU Marching Band is putting on a concert on December 3rd from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. at CEF-Q Stadium. Go to the Chamber Music Concert on December 4th from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. in the Music Building Concert Hall, room 176. That's all for this week.
And that does it for this week's edition of Update News.
For all of us here, thank you for joining us. We will see you next semester, and be sure to follow us on our social media, SJSU Update News.